Welcome students, this is Chandan Singh Negi. Students, the previous session we have discussed about the quadrant triangles and get the sine n pi is 0. We get the sine n pi is equal to 0. This is sine n pi is equal to 0 and n is the integers. That means this implies that is sine 0 pi and is 0 degree is 0. That is sine, if I put n is equal to 1, that is 1 pi is 0. That is sine 2 pi is 0 and so on. And if I put the negative integer, the minus sine pi is 0 and sine minus 2 pi is 0. Right? Student, today we will discuss about the quadrant angles of cos. Now draw again this one. This is Cartesian plane. This y axis, y dash, this x axis, x dash. Where the cos is 0. The cos is 0 first at pi by 2. Cos is 0 at, like this is unit circle. This is 1 unit, this is 1 unit, this is 1 unit, and this is 1 unit. First, where the cos is 0. First cos is 0 at pi by 2. Then cos is 0 at 3 pi by 2. Cos is 0 at pi by 2 and cos is 0 at 3 pi by 2. If you move like this one, the first at 0, then this one at 0, cos 0 is 1 and cos pi is minus 1 and cos 3 pi by 2 is 0 and cos 2 pi is 1. And again, if the any revolving axis is revolving around this fixed axis, this is like this one. And next 3 pi by 2 plus 5 by this is pi. That means the angle, it is the whole angle. We are talking about this one, this angle. That is 5 pi by 2 is cos is 0. And same, that is was the anti-clockwise. If we move the clockwise directions, then like this one, x dash, y dash. If we move like this one, that is minus 5 by 2 cos 0 and then minus 3 pi by 2 is cos 0, then again minus 5 pi by 2 is cos 0. Where is cos 0? First, let's take this one. Cos is 0 at cos pi by 2 is 0, cos 3 pi by 2 is 0 and cos 5 pi by 2 is 0 and again the plus pi, the cos 7 pi by 2 is 0. And clockwise, that is anti-clockwise, and look at the clockwise. This is cos minus 5 by 2 is 0 and this is cos minus 3 pi by 2 is 0 and cos minus 5 pi by 2 is 0 and dot so on and so on. Look this one. This is anti-clockwise. We take the positive angles, that's why these angles are positive, and clockwise we write it negative angles. Now where is the cos is 0? Now we're talking about the only angles. Cos is 0 at 1 into pi by 2, 0, this one. Second is 3 into pi by 2, this is 3 pi by 2, 0. And this is 5 pi by 2 is 0, 5 into pi by 2. This is, if I take pi by 2 as a common, then 7 pi by 2 is 0 and so on. And negative, this is minus 1, pi by 2 is 0. This is minus 3 into pi by 2 is 0 and minus 5 into pi by 2 is 0 dot. Student, listen this one. What we get. these numbers. Look at these numbers. Now I'm just writing these numbers. That is the common is, okay, I was just going to write here. This is 1, this is 3, this is 5 dot dot dot, this is -1, -3 and -5. So here this is cos is 0. These are, if you look these numbers, so these numbers are odd number. These are the odd number, and we have already studied in class 10th first chapter Euclid division algorithm or a lemma. Any odd number can be written in the form of 2q plus 1, or that is the minimum, the smaller odd number, which can be written in the form of 2n plus 1, where n is integer. By Euclid, you have studied this one. The odd number can be written in the form of, we are talking about the minimum odd number. This is, let's 2n plus 1, or like you have studied, this is 2q plus 1 and 4q plus 1, 4q plus 3. This we have studied in class 10th. So we are writing here in terms of n, not in terms of q, where n is the integer. N is the integer, where n is the integer. So now in terms of the cos angles, we write it, look this one, that is all are odd numbers, and that is a multiple of this one. That means cos, this is odd number, like this one, this is cos odd number into multiply by pi by 2 is equal to 0. And odd number we have written, this is 2n plus 1, this is cos 2n plus 1 into pi by 2 is equal to 0. So cos, if you put any odd numbers or any integers, I'm sorry, this is if you put any integer n, like example, if you put n is equal to 7, then we write this is cos 14 plus 1, 15 pi by 2. So we know that this is cos 15 by pi by 2 is 0. If you put n is equal to -3, so we get this is cos -6 plus 1 -5 -5 by 2 is equal to 0. Right. Thank you, students.